Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Piper Academy Show. I am your host, Army Piper, and we're coming at you today. It is a beautiful Monday right here with red markets, big dumping going on. Is there a possibility of more pain coming on? Is there something going on with what we're seeing in this with all the ETFs? Is BlackRock price suppression in play here? How far down can we go? And can we hold major key support that we're sitting on as we speak right now? We're going to be jumping into all of this, doing a lot of TA. If you're just joining us for the first time today, guys, go ahead, hit that subscribe button down there below, hit that notification bell, get notified every time we go live. And if you're not a first timer, or even if you are and you get something out of today's content, hit that like button, and we'll let you know every time. We appreciate that you guys do that. So I don't do the show by myself. I have help. TradeFly out of the scene today. He had to do some stuff on the work side, on the fiat mining over there on the job side. But I do have OC here, so let's go ahead, jump in and get OC in here. Thanks for joining us today, OC, man. We've got some red markets going on, and I just want to know first, how are you doing? And then how do you feel about these markets right now?
Well, I'm feeling great. Thank you for asking. It's been a great weekend. Lots of things to do, but as I said before, I'll rest when we, just hang out the 10 issues, right? I don't know if that's the same on English, but I just translate something. All right, so
It works.
yeah. So a lot of red in the market, as you mentioned. I mean, also Bitcoin retracing even a little bit farther of what we were before. But other than that, I think we are getting ready to go and rock out those news.
Yes, yeah, we got some great news today to go over. Well, it's not great news, but a lot of news, a great amount of news today. We're going to be jumping over to that right now. So shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. We've got Alexandra G in here with her blue wrench. We always appreciate you coming in here and helping out there. TradeFly is in here. He said, win robe. So you guys don't know this, but every morning I'm in my robe as I'm getting all this ready. And so TradeFly and OC most of the time get to see me sitting here going over the news before I go get dressed to do this. So he is bound and determined that one of these times I'm going to do the show in my robe. He tries to hold me hostage here with questions, and it's not going to work ever, TradeFly. Nancy Croy in here saying good morning. Who else we got in here? LFB Real. Hey guys, what's up? Aaron's in here. It's great. This is great stuff, guys. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's take a look at what we got going on the news side here. I want to get into that. There we go. Bam. And let's hit that news button. There we go, guys. Here is your crypto bubbles. We're looking at the market cap and the monthly. Bitcoin down 6.7% for the month. Ethereum still up 4%. So Ethereum holding in there, but you got some big drops in here. AVAX down 30% for the month. ADA down 17%. XRP down 14%. Solana, the superstar, down 7.3%. Polkadot down 14.4%. Atom down 15.5%. It is looking ugly. If we go ahead and take a look here for the day and the hour, you can see Bitcoin is down 2.6% here. Ethereum down 4% for the daily. BNB down 2.4%. Solana 6.1%. It is not looking that great right now, guys. And what really bothers me about this is that the last time I looked, it was quite early, but stock market futures were not doing too bad. We're going to take a look at that too. Got to get my coffee in. Got to get the coffee in. So that is what we have going on there. I do want to show you guys for total transparency purposes. Oh, nope. Hide that. There we go. Hide. Thank you. That was a glitch there. But as you can see here, total profits here on this is my portfolio, guys. I'm still up. So I'm not in trouble yet, but it's getting pretty close to me being negative here on my portfolio. All this drop down still leaving me at 5.74% in profit. But if you come over here, you can see majority of that Bitcoin. Bitcoin is my winner here, holding me up at 12.57%. Solana up 31% still. Avalanche still up 50% here. Cardano up 31%. But I've got a lot that are in the red down here. But Polygon's down 8.3%. Stacks is down 11%. Alluvium down 21%, so on and so forth. Injective still up 39%. But a lot of stuff in here still holding value, still keeping me overall, that total profit and loss at about 5.75% there. So just want to let you guys know. So when you hear me talk about my buying or selling situation, you understand that I'm still in profit. So I'm actually waiting if we do come down to some lower levels, and we'll talk about where those levels may be here in a few. That's when I start to deploy and buy that dip. Not quite there yet for myself, but that's because I'm still in profit. So if you guys understand where I'm sitting at, then it makes it very easy for you guys to understand that when I'm talking about stuff to compare it to where you're sitting at. Because I am not a financial advisor. Nothing that I do is financial advice. Just tell you what I'm doing. And if you understand what I'm doing and where I'm doing it at and the situation in which I'm doing it in, then you can make decisions for yourself. So let's jump over to liquidations here. Taking a look at liquidations in the past 24 hours, 65,726 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $150 million there. The largest single liquidation was on ETH for a value of $3.2 million. So a lot of liquidations over the past 24 hours here. Even with it being a trading, a Sunday, there was no limited trading going on. Volume is low. Trade volume is low. That is what we got going on there. Looking at the Kabisi letter here, this is this week's events. Manufacturing PMI data on Wednesday, guys. So we don't have anything major today or tomorrow. We've got PMI data for manufacturing on Wednesday. Thursday is going to be our core durable goods orders, and then quarter four GDP data is going to be out on Thursday, new home sales data, and then December PCE inflation data on Friday. Something to note, 20% of the S&P 500 companies' earnings reports are this week. So we're going to be taking a look at what that list is in 1 second. But I do want to pull up something here. And this is a shout out to Dan. For those that don't know who Dan is Venture, Crypto Capital Venture. CCV. He's big YouTuber, great guy. This is concerning for me here. TradingView locked me out of my paid account. Which, if you don't know, TradingView is where we do all of our charting at. That's how we do our charts and stuff. But he said they locked him out of his paid account because they said that he is a professional asset manager or fund. For those that don't know, there are two types of accounts. There are like the everyday users, like me, OC, you guys. And then there's this one called professional, and that typically leans towards, things like asset managers or financial advisors or people like, that work at like your investment firms, right? They are professionals. This is what they do for a living, is charting. I would not say that a content creator is a professional in the world of charting. They are a content creator who is using that for their content. Just like if I go to news, does that make me a professional journalist because I'm giving out news off of Yahoo News finances? No, not at all. But they have locked down his account, saying that he has to pay the monthly professional price, which is $2,300 a month. So that's what he gets for showing their product tens of millions of times in his videos over the past 6 years. So, yeah, that's a little concerning for me. If they start to do this with a lot of YouTubers out there, I think you're going to see a massive move coming in either standing up against TradingView or a new platform being looked at out there, Joe. So little troublesome. Let me know in the chat, guys, what you guys think about that. It's a little disturbing in my opinion. TradingView getting more and more hungry for money. So here's those earnings reports that we had this week, guys. All week long, 20%. You can see how full this list is here on today. There's nothing. There was Bank of Hawaii this morning before the opening, but for the closing today, big ones on there: Logitech, some airlines. Looks like we've got some health things in there, some bank stuff going on this week. Tuesday, though, we got Verizon, Netflix, 3M, GE, Texas Instruments, P&G is on there. So Johnson & Johnson, Halliburton. So a lot of big reports coming in on Tuesday this week, earnings reports. And then Tesla is going to be coming in on Wednesday again. AT&T, IBM, Progressive Insurance on there. You can see what we have going on Friday, Thursday and Friday. It says Friday before the opening, but there's nothing after the opening there. So Capital One's on there. Southwest Airlines. So if you guys are into any of these stocks, like I don't know, Tesla, Netflix, and Verizon, anything like that, Halliburton, be aware. Earnings reports this week, and it's going to be volatile because we get volatility. It's what happens. So let's jump over into our news portion here. Solana Mobile confirms 30,000 pre-orders. What super bullish impact does this have on Sol? Me personally, don't think a lot, but there was a lot of sentiment about about the phone after the bonk handout, the airdrop of bonk that made it highly profitable to buy a Solana phone, and then it just continued on. So, in a remarkable show of market interest, Solana Mobile has officially announced a staggering 30,000 pre-orders for its upcoming smartphone edition, Solana Mobile 2.0. This number of pre-orders achieved less than 48 hours. So it's a blend of power and blockchain innovation, building upon the foundation of the Solana saga. The phone is going to, it comes with the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor, complemented by a 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 of flash storage. Whole lot of tech stuff in there. With these specifications, the device can handle everyday smartphone needs and run demanding blockchain applications. So there you go. What are they going to have? Oh, they're going to have a dApp store. That's kind of a big deal. There's going to be a decentralized application store built into the phone, which is going to be pretty cool. However, Solana Mobile's decision to launch 2.0 edition reflects its responsiveness to market feedback. Criticism from an influential tech reviewer, MKBHD of the Solana saga. He said it's the worst new phone of 2023 was the version 1. So they're trying to fix that and get that back out there. But there you go. That's what we got going on there. New Solana phone coming in. You guys remember Terra Luna? Remember Luna C? Yeah. We do. A lot of people do. I'm pretty sure that Crux of Crypto remembers them. What's up, Crypto Billy? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here, man. Let's get into, T-Shroom's in here too. That's awesome. Luna Beach Crypto is in here. We got the whole family here. Terraform Labs files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the U.S. Nice little picture there. Cartoons. Gotta love AI. Terraform Labs filed a petition for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in Delaware on Sunday. According to court documents, the company's estimated assets and liabilities range between 100 million and 500 million each, an estimated 100 to 199 creditors. So they are filing for bankruptcy, and we just had a big pump up of Luna C, and I talked about this recently. Let's come over here for a second. Let's do some duo cam. You remember when Luna C was pumping up, and I said, I don't care how high it goes, I will never grab that garbage. $15 million of the was just recently injected into Luna. Do you remember that? And I said that money was actually injected into Luna C by Terraform Labs.
Yeah.
They're pumping their own coin right now. And I said that is a huge red flag for me. Well, there you go. There's your huge red flag. They have now filed for bankruptcy. And I think, do you have that chart up right now? Are you looking at Luna C?
Yes, I'm looking at Luna C.
I want to jump over to your chart right now. Let's take a look at see what's happening with this chart.
Absolutely. So you can see that massive drop, like pump and dump. Absolutely. I mean, coming out from this will be very, very, very hard. I mean, and if we look at for something like the daily, let's go to a daily. Come on, like this is just hilarious. And I mean, now that they're filing for bankruptcy, there's no coming back from that. I mean, I'll just keep it in the back of my head, maybe for volatility coins, like something like, I don't know, like a meme coin, maybe.
What is the date of that drop?
This is.
When did it start dumping there?
This drop.
Yep.
That was Wednesday, 6th December 2023.
Yeah, so I was telling you guys in plenty of time that this pump was totally fabricated by Terraform Labs with their $15 million of injections. So if you guys were watching, you would have known this, and you would have avoided Terra Labs, so Luna C. So I just wanted to point that out. I knew this was going to happen when you falsely put money in to pump your price action. This is what's going to happen because it's not money coming in. You're not making money. You're going to take profit when you can. That 15 million moving in made a big pump. FOMO people into retail it right into it after it. And they're the ones that are going to get washed out when it starts all coming back down. So remember, the later you get in, the lower down on the ladder you are. And when you're pigeons, you don't want to be on that bottom rung when all the pigeons are taking their crap. So let's
Yeah.
jump back over into the news. Yeah, I knew you had that up, so I just wanted to jump that in there so that we could talk about that. But yeah, they're filing for bankruptcy now. Terra Luna in big trouble. Terraform Labs just total disaster. So Bitcoin ETS amass 95,000 Bitcoin in 6 days, approaching $4 billion assets under management. Fidelity and BlackRock's iShare Bitcoin Trust, which is IBIT, have both had over $1.2 billion in inflows in the first 6 days of trading. So continuing to just pull in money despite the massive sell-off, which is coming from Grayscale continuing to sell off their Bitcoin from, it's in a premium. A lot of people over there continuing to get it, despite GBTC seeing negative $590 million outflow Gas Friday. The nine overwhelmed it with 623 million. IBIT and FBTC greater than $200 million, while Bitco and HODL had their best hauls to date. So that right now it's back and forth, but crypto is really selling off hard on this news. Like this was a severe buy the rumor, sell the news event. So is there more downside coming? Well, let's go ahead and take a look over here first before we get to that. BlackRock gains traction with staggering Bitcoin inflows surpassing $1.3 billion. According to Marty Party, BlackRock has surpassed the $1.3 billion threshold in Bitcoin net inflows. BlackRock has acquired more than 33,000 Bitcoin following the spot Bitcoin ETF approval. Bloomberg states BlackRock is the first to surpass the $1 billion threshold. So I want to jump over here and talk again because the next article that we're going to bring up, I believe is very important for people to know. So what we have going on here, and first off, where do you believe we bottom out on Bitcoin prior to the halving event? It says less than 20,000, 20,000 to 30,000, 30,000 to 40,000, or greater than 40,000. So, or that 40,000 range. Currently, are we at the bottom? Is basically what it's saying there. That poll is in the chat down below. So, guys, go ahead and do that. Currently, right now, 69% are saying between $30,000 to $40,000. So, OC. What's going on right now with a lot of people? How many people are scared in the markets right now because they're seeing all-time highs being hit on the stock market? Yet crypto continues to bleed and bleed and bleed. How many people do you feel retail are really scared right now?
Well, I believe like you mentioned this. You talked about this. I believe 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I don't quite remember that. Everybody's just in profits, right? So when everybody's in profits, who's paying for those profits, right? Just money doesn't just for us. Money doesn't just come out of the blue, right? I mean, we need to take that money from something or someone else. So far, I believe that the fear is real, right? And we're seeing this retracement because everybody is in profits, and many people just jump out late. So everybody's just very scary. And when they start seeing a little bit of a retracement, I think that builds up into a snowball effect to the downside. So yeah, and I said it before, I do see all of the market retracing because that will signify also a healthy movement to the upside. I mean, I just want to see a couple of like big support being respected, not a big dump. But yeah, I mean, as we start seeing that dump losing strength, I will say that we're still back on track for the bullish movement.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to look here for into look into Bitcoin to see how many people are in total profit. This I saw this the other day, and I'm trying to find that again. Bitcoin profitable days, was this it? Yes. So let me jump over here and show this, and then this will help people out. So if we take a look here, guys, this is going back here. We're gonna grab this section of this, and you can see this is the previous high right here. Um, right now, that red, this is indicating that that's Bitcoin price versus when people bought. So this right now, a lot of people are in profit, right? So this is the time right now that if it starts breaking certain levels, we're going to see it jump back to people starting to sell off again. Right now, we're still kind of safe. We're still in the red on that. People are still sitting in profit. These are profitable days for Bitcoin, right? Just like me, even with the massive dump, it's still up 5.73% this morning. But this is what the problem is that if this price breaks a certain level, and we're at key support, we're getting ready to show that. But if the price breaks, we're going to be seeing more downsides. People are going to start to sell, and that's when you get that avalanche effect that occurs. Like yesterday, I watched last night for movie night here at the family. We watched Dumb Money. I don't know if you've seen it or not yet. It's a Netflix. It's on Netflix right now for free. So it is Dumb Money, and it's about Keith Gill and the whole movement with GameStop, right? The Roaring Kitty and all that stuff. Fantastic movie. But when Robin Hood took the buy button off, and there was the Reddit for Wall Street Bets went down when that web page went down, and no one could see Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, his portfolio tracker. No one knew if he was selling or not. And so when they couldn't buy this, all this was going on, all that uncertainty, FUD, right? Fear, uncertainty, doubt took over. They started to sell, and it became a trickle avalanche of sell off, sell off, sell off. And when the price was dropping, more people sold off, price keeps dropping, other people sell off. It's just like they're jumping out of the way of this falling boulder, right? And at the end of the day, they all ended up missing out on a bounce up to a new all-time high, and took some serious hurting there on their what they could have made. However, there's other people that had $500,000 in profit and still didn't take profit, and watched it go all the way down to like negative $13,000 that she had on her net worth. So there's a lesson to be learned there. No one's ever gone broke taking profit. But and also don't be someone else's exit liquidity when they're waiting to buy lower. They're just wanting to buy, and we've already seen this. If you look here, where is it? Right there. Bitcoin is being bought by BlackRock. BlackRock's buying your Bitcoin, guys. So if you're selling it, probably getting bought by them. So let's get into this last article here. Bitcoin plunge, still a big possibility, okay? And so looking at this here, after the sell the news event of the spot Bitcoin ETF approvals, Bitcoin price did take a substantial hit. However, many analysts are expecting Bitcoin to correct a lot further. Bitcoin to confirm its base price structure. It's now the expectation that Bitcoin has achieved its high. That is all that is left for the next week and months is for the king of cryptos is to continue its reverse in price. So until the expected 30 to 40% correction has been fulfilled. This is true, and this is a thing that Bitcoin does every cycle right before the halving. It has about a 40% retracement. So we're going to take a look at where that level could be at. The path is this certainly is a possible path for Bitcoin. Previous bull market cycles have seen that return, like we just talked about. And then in this scenario, that Bitcoin is going to take 30,000 is a reasonable prediction for this drawback. 34,000 also a possibility. So this, and we're going to draw this onto our chart coming from this peak down here in September of last year. You can see nice little support line there. We are at that right now, and it looks like it's about to break. So we're going to be looking at that. But yeah, more downside coming. And here's the big question. Are Bitcoin longs? This is what I was just talking about with BlackRock, guys. Everyone's waiting to buy this Bitcoin up from people that are selling the Bitcoin. There's not a lot of supply, believe it or not. The liquidity available on exchanges is at a record low right now. So people have got to sell their Bitcoin in order for people to get cheaper Bitcoin. are Bitcoin longs waiting for sub 40K? 5 things to know of Bitcoin this week. So let's get into this, and then we're going to jump right into Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin traders are eyeing sub $40,000 levels for longs. Another disappointing week. We know that a final push higher brought $41,700 back in play, but it fell to hold at the time of writing. This attempt to hold, it's down below that now. Analyzing the situation overnight, popular trader Skew noted bid support at 40,500 and below. So that is where the clusters are at for this for people to pick up. They're looking at 40 below 40,000, I should say. And just so you guys know, fear and greed, we were talking about this fear and greed index right now at 55. So we are still in greed, guys. It is very possible that we are going to see more sell off on this. So let's go ahead and jump into the chart, and let's do some charting. Can I get to my chart, please? Thank you very much. There we go. All right. Well, first off, let's take a look at my master chart here. If you take a look at this one, guys, I told you we had to come back and test that golden pocket. We're still on the golden pocket. Even with all the sell-off, we're right now, even if I bring it up, you can see the wicking. We're on the upper level of the golden pocket. That's the 0.66 right there. So trying to hold that. But if we come down, and I brought this up with last week with when we had Alex O Crypto on the show. Shout out to Alex O. I was like, if we come all the way down right now, and hit the bottom of phase 2, and we do a repeat of the previous cycle here, guys, that would put us back in, because you see we came back to that thing, and then we had the COVID crash, of course, so we won't count that. But looking right here, coming back down here, pre-COVID crash like we did, that would put us down here, still staying above the 786. But that would put us down at about $32,000 to $31,000. So I think that's extremely possible for us to do. I did tell you guys also that we were likely going to be coming down to the golden band here on the predictive ranges. On Bitcoin, looking at the 4-hour here, that's exactly where we're getting this double bottom at right now, holding that as support. And then let's jump in here and see if we can duplicate that long running trend line that they were showing on that list. Did you build that yet, or do you want me to do that, OC?
Oh, I have a geometry analysis on how to calculate the beginning of the finished of the cycle. So basically, I did a geometry calculation to know where are we going to be hitting the halving event. So I don't have that one. Oh, that chart.
Well, yeah, you already that one. Yeah, I got it. I'm good. If we bring this down a little bit to hit these lower wicks, yeah, we're still below it, guys. I don't care how you cut this. On the Coinbase chart, we have broken this, and it looks like we just retested it. And got a rejection on a retest. So not looking good for Bitcoin right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we're seeing on the oscillator. Looks like we still got more downside room coming on the 4-hour oscillator here too. Jump over to the daily and take a look at what we have on the daily here. At ZTS, can you check that Discord message that I just got? I'm not sure who that is or what they want. Let's take a look here on the daily. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of a ribbon pinch, but you can see here we got one before also, and then it came back down. That was this here. Given that, it looks like we're about to get another one, and that would be indicative of this coming down even further. So not looking too strong on anything on Bitcoin right now on the daily or 4. I want to kick it over to UOC, and then we're going to come back and start going through some altcoins. Guys, in the chat, start letting us know what you would like for us to take a look at, and we will get it going. So OC, over to you.
Absolutely. So this is the channel that I'm looking at Bitcoin, and also I'm going to show you a new chart that I got going on. Nonetheless, remember this big channel that is happening, and I'm looking at this trend line for a little bit of time, right? Remember, we are on daily, and that trend line gets me somewhere around 35. This number is going to be important in a little bit here. Also on daily, we have dynamic reactor. Dynamic reactor is somewhere around 38, and we are breaking the previous channel in here. Remember, this one is not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and off we go. We also broke this other previous line that served us as an alert system, right? And we just got a bear flag in the red. All right, so are we going all the way down here? Well, then I do believe that we certainly have that possibility for going for that V shape all the way down to 32. I don't know yet. So far, it may take a little bit of time to get there, but now I'm thinking that we could really get within the 35, 32 zones. We also just broke dynamic, sorry, oscillator below the zero line, and we are not seeing any kind of movement to the upside. I was thinking that we probably will be seeing a V-shaped recovery here, but so far we just broke. At this point, I was also thinking that we would have been around today, somewhere around 38, and therefore maybe having that V-shaped recovery. But it seems like that movement to the downside, it's becoming a slow and painful movement. Although I rather have that one than having a massive dump in a single candle. Let me bring up this other charting here. This I was talking to Piper about me playing out with geometry in this chart, and something that I came up with. Well, it's not actually me itself, right? I mean, let me go to daily. It is, sorry, weekly. It is this kind of boxes or grid that we can see here. Let me just move this out of the way because this is something that I'm going to be looking at afterwards. All right. And when we start doing this kind of movements, we now can draw this tangent line and make two triangles, right? And knowing the distance between the triangles, I can calculate also the vertex and the angles of those sections, right? So what I'm also looking at is that I can see a parity between this distance previous high and the new or the new halving event, previous high and the new halving event. Previous high, we already have it, and that leads me to calculate the new possible halving event within a couple of lines. And also look at this. Those candles in here are the exact same movement as this right here with this little low, right? I only move it into the possible scenario of breaking through. So what is happening is that we're having parity between the price that I'm seeing where we could get to, and that is 29,592, right? To this exact same candle. So 30K, all right, could be a big wick reaching there, still within the possibilities, although I believe that we could be getting somewhere around 30, 33, 34 before the halving event cycle. And we know that that has happened almost every single halving event, having that retracement before getting into that cycle, into the breakout of that halving event. So that's something that always happened. And
Yep.
for me, we are right now getting to that 30, 34, 35 zone for retracement. So kicking
Yes.
it back to you, Piper.
As Carl of the moon from the moon, or Carl is Carl of the moon to the moon. You guys know who I'm talking about. As he always says, it's going exactly as predicted, right? This is normal, guys. This is completely normal to get these retracements down like this. And I know that a lot of people are super scared, but if you're not over leveraged and you have a belief in the 4-year cycle system, it's going to be okay. This is just an opportunity to pick up some more. So, in my opinion, it's what I'm doing. I'm waiting to pick up more. Let's go ahead and jump over to my chart. We had someone talk about Clean Spark. So let's jump over and take a look at them because guys, I had this white line that I put on here on the 382 last week. And I said, it looks like we're likely going to be heading down to the dynamic reactor here on the daily. And I would say if we're going to do that, might as well put it at the 382 at $6.40. That is exactly what we wicked on right there. So hit it to the dollar, and then now we're up today. It's looking like an upside move from that point to now of about 12.27%. So that's what we're looking at there on Clean Spark. I do want to point out that if we go down here and we take a look at what the stock market is doing right now, because it looks like, everything's horrible in the crypto world. But if you come over and you take a look at the Dow Jones on the daily, and let's put this on the 4-hour so that we can see this morning, we're making new highs right now, guys, on the Dow Jones. The S&P making new highs right now on S&P. NASDAQ getting a little pullback, but still sitting at new all-time highs. So this is not market collapse. This is literally crypto being sold off right now, and it's because of Grayscale's massive amount of selling that they have to do to get rid of. They have to shift everything over from what they were in into their spot, and so a lot of people were getting that premium. They bought it below premium, and now they're getting a really good price on selling their Bitcoin, and there's a lot of it. So that's what we're really seeing right now. But guess what? The inflows, the inflows are being bought up by people like BlackRock. So don't let someone take your Bitcoin. That's what they're going to do. They are getting this price down low enough that they can buy your Bitcoin for cheaper. Um, they want your crypto, bro. I'm just saying. Let's go ahead and take a look at what else we got here. Someone asked for Shido. I'm gonna do Shido. If I'm gonna kick it to you, OC, if you can knock out what's the first one on here? It looks like Sol. So if you can take Solana, I will take Shido right after you, and we'll just start going down this list. Cool.
Cool, absolutely.
All right. Take take that soul, son. Take the soul train, as Trade Fly would say. Shout out
Absolutely.
to Trade Fly. He's listening right now, guys. He's listening while he does his fiat mining at his normal job. So shout out to Trade Fly. Uh, listening about the soul train. So
Nice.
take us on the soul train trip here, OC. Let's go.
Let's take a look at that. We have a very predictive movement right now. So we see a very well built up channel here. Let me see if I can have it perfect. As you can see, we can have that channel already drawn, but the chart, if I double clicking here, I can also go into the settings. And what I'm going to be doing is try to tight that channel around the edges, right? So I might be having small. So I believe that that will be it of what I'm looking for the channel. Now I can also start moving ahead and extending that channel line. And what we can see is that we keep riding on that channel. Something interesting to note is that when we broke with low volume. Therefore, we could be looking and expecting a retrace and then a possible movement to the upside. Are we going to be having that movement to the upside? Not quite there yet, but something that I'm looking at, it is this little guy in here, which is a purple tick that is telling me that this is an average zone where to take some profits. And as you can see, those ticks work very, very nice on some taking profits area. So we have a strong sell. We're going for that retest. We keep moving downwards along that line on the channel. And what am I looking at this area up down here? It is the FOR. Guys, can you help me out and let me know what those FOR stands for? That will be such a great help there. Sorry, my mic. Sorry about that, guys. So another thing that I'm looking at, it is this consolidation score. So this consolidation, I believe it's talking about this area right here. So I'm downtrending here into a consolidation, and I could be breaking that zone. If you guys let me just restate, I believe that this is the zone. Sorry, I just went for the trend. This is the consolidation zone that I believe this consolidation score is looking at. So it's a consolidation within a consolidation. So looking for that FOR for a possible fake out and then a new trade going over that dynamic reactor. Because also something to note on the dynamic reactor, it is that it's getting thinner, and the thinner it gets, the easier to break it gets. But there's a big, huge but, and that is Bitcoin. If
I like
Bitcoin, we
big
can
butts,
let
just
it
so you
or
know.
keep them. Oh, so do I. So, if we can get Bitcoin to behave a little bit, we're going to be seeing that bounce to the upside, maybe to that POC. But if Bitcoin keeps moving downwards, we're gonna break back inside the channel, and breaking back inside the channel, guys, and closing inside the channel. You know what does that mean? Which is high probabilities to go to the center of the channel, and a little bit lower probabilities, but still very high probabilities that we visit the bottom of that channel. So that's what I got on Sol.
Awesome. I'm taking a look here at Shido. uh, had a request to do this. I'm not sure who asked for it here in the chat, but it was one of the peoples in here, one of our viewers. So we're gonna knock that one out. It was Arsan 248. Yes. So I knew it was one of our alumni. Let's get in here and take a look at what I got here. So first off, I went ahead and dropped on here my fib trade strategy. That's the one where if it goes up and does a pullback, hits that golden pocket like you see right here, then you enter in on your trade, and then you got your take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3. The last 25% setting for your Hail Mary up there. We are playing extremely well on these levels, guys. I've given you guys these levels out before. I got a video coming out on this also. That these trade levels play out beautifully. So there's where you measure it. Like we started a run up, a big, powerful, volume-filled run up, right? We run up, we get a top, and then it pulls back. And if you run it from that point there to that point there, that places the golden pocket. So if the golden pocket is where you found your support and bounced, then you can go ahead and take your entry. I usually do like part 1 here and part 2 here. That way I've got a 2-part entry for my amount. And then I take out 25%, 25%, 25%, leave the last 25% for the Hail Mary, move my stop loss up so that I still close out in profit, even though I've gotten 75% of my profit already. So this is looks like we're coming back right now on this zero line. What I do want to point out though is I have another fib that I've dropped on here. And if I drop this on and we come in and we take a look at this on the 4-hour, we have now ran, this is running from the bottom here to the top. We've now bounced down, and you can see the golden pocket tried to hold, but we just got our bounce in the platinum pocket. This historically is where we will get price reversal, giving us a higher close of the candle than this other previous low, and then upside. If we hold this platinum pocket and it continues to the upside, I do believe that we are heading towards that negative 1.618 Hail Mary target, which will be at about 1.86 cents. So that's what I'm seeing there on that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the oscillators. Oscillator does look like we could have a little more downside coming, like maybe we consolidate in this range here a little bit of the platinum pocket, but we look like we're about to get a zero line bounce also. So that could be happening with this. Just keep an eye on it. If it breaks this though, guys, and then we have broken bullish structure and the trend is no longer your friend. But as of right now, the trend is your friend until it ends. And that is what we're looking at, is that upside target, 1.86 cents there. So OC, we had a request for TET, TET. We also had a request for AXL, and we had a request for AMP. Would you like to take any of those?
Yeah, I have AXL pull up on my charts.
You are the man. This is why I love you.
Thank you, brother. So looking at it right here, we can also take a look at it. We have a beautiful channel breakout in here. So we already have that detection. We have low volume. So low volume usually means that we are going for that retest. Did we have that retest? Absolutely. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. And off we go to the races. So we have a big gap here, CME gap, and we went for that retest also on the dynamic reactor, because again, it is not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and we fill that gap up. So I don't believe that we are bullish in here. We're pretty bearish. This could be not financial. This could be a good time to start looking for a possible short, right? Although we have the sell signal all the way up here, all right, this is also a major event, which is breaking through the dynamic reactor. Look at that. As we break through the dynamic reactor, it usually takes several tries before we make it past it. Why? Because the dynamic reactor is a high volume zone. So we're going for that first retest. We are bearish on our prime score. Also, we have a continuation of the trend, and we are bearish below the zero line in here. So we are building up something here. So we are compressing on the candles. And when we start compressing, a big movement, it's coming. We don't know whether that movement is going to be to the upside or to the downside, but based on a DNA analysis, we can start predicting that that movement could be revisiting the money flow POC. Also, since this is a stock and this is bearish, also I would like just to give you a hint of Google. I'm not going to go into that analysis, But just so you know, I have an alert 30 minutes ago, and we are hitting that trend line that we set it up with a take profit tick right there. So guys, heads up in Google also. Try it back to you, Piper.
I got AMP up here right now, so let me go ahead and jump over here. I just realized I was muted. Sorry about that. Yeah, take a look at AMP here right now, guys. We did have the strong buy up here. Super huge volatility here, guys. Like this wick alone was a 22% wick on a 1 hour candle. So if you're doing anything on this, super tight stop losses, 100%. This is what you need to have in. If you're not doing risk management on this, you should not be touching this chart. I would not at this point, just because of the volatility. But we do have a dynamic reactor coming in here. That dynamic reactor sitting right now where we're getting to bounce off of, but we have broken that once already, and we actually opened below it. So this asset, if I was going to do anything on this asset, me personally on a trade, I would set a trade entry off of this prime range right here at about 0.003565. And I would set a really tight stop loss right there below that. And that is it, because the volatility that is playing out on this wicking sell-off pressure, this is nothing but degens trading this. So set your tight stop losses if you're going to do anything with this. Right now, I can't even tell you that it's got an upside or a downside movement because the volatility has been so insane on it. So I think there's better things out there to trade than this. I personally would never buy this to hodl. I don't think this has got a long-term value to it. And I definitely would look for better assets to trade than AMP. So that's what I got right now on this chart. So OC, let's kick it back over to you, see what you got, and then I'm going to go ahead and start pulling up some ETH, some ADA, some Chainlink. So
Absolutely. I got Tishum. Hey, Tishum. What's up, brother? So I got Clean Spark here. We have a very nice, almost at the top. Look at that. Sitting there, we are also, we did got that pullback for that re-entry. We have also a breakout on the previous channel. And by the way, guys, this is looking for me just like the previous analysis. So we have also a moderate volume breakout on the channel, which for me indicates that it is undecisive if we are going to be having that pullback. So we ended up not having the pullback, having two little check marks there, but right now we are going for a possible reversal. So why am I saying that? Look at down
it's up
here.
5%. It's up 5% today. I just did Clean Spark for them a little while ago, but it's up 5% today. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So I do see that we could be going for that bouncing here because of the oscillator, but I will be doing my analysis back again when we are at the zero line because we have dynamic reactor, and I don't know if we're going to be making it pass through because we're pretty bearish on that. So yeah, that's what I got on Clean Spark. You want me to take pass it to you, or maybe take the next one? I see also Mara.
Yeah, go ahead and do the next one. Do Mara, and then I got Ethereum up right after this. So.
Perfect. Let's take a look at Mara. I do believe that we have an ongoing, movement here. So I was expecting for a pullback on Mara. It seems like it had a high volume. This was right before we have this break. As you can see, I was expecting a breakout here and a bounce out of somewhere around this zone because we have the dynamic reactor, but it seems that we have a high volume breakout. So what happened with a high volume? On a high volume breakout, I'm not expecting for retraces. Just so you know, this high volume came after my previous analysis. So let me just go ahead and the analysis on the pullback that did not happen right here. And now we can see that we are breaking the second channel that we have going on in here. And we have so a moderate volume right here. Let me see if I can catch it. Here we go. Moderate volume. So it's undecisive if we're going to be having a pullback. It seems that we are right now, and I don't know, we still had a little bit more to go on this area. So I believe that we could be having a farther pullback and then a movement or a continuation to the downside in here. how far it could go. Well, then I need to turn on my support and resistances. Let me see if I can pull them up. Oh, it seems like, let me just give it 1 second here. Oh no, that should be off.
OC,
This is
OC,
it.
close your watch list so we can get more of your chart on there, brother. There you go.
Absolutely. Sorry, all the habits there. Yeah, big screen habits there. So we have a fair value gap on daily. Just so you know, if I double click here and I show you my fair value gap analysis, you'll see that I have it set on daily. Why? Because for me, I say that it gives me a little bit more definition on where those gaps are happening, and also candle by candle, I could be analyzing that movement. So we have a fair value gap here that we could be going to fill. And as always, I'm going to be looking at that 50% line of that previous fair value gap that I got going on there. So that's what I got. I'm looking at a possible target of 1339, 1334, somewhere around that, if we bounce out of this zone to the downside. So for that prices to be reached, we first need to get somewhere around 1844, and on that bounce, a possible continuation of the movement. Again, always looking at my FOR on my oscillator. So that's what I got in Mara.
Awesome. Appreciate that, man. I'm taking a look at Ethereum here, guys. Ethereum, we had this trend line that started back here on 27 December here, and this green trend line's come down. It was previous resistance. We had a little bit of a fight here with it, and then all of a sudden, bam, we popped up through, went up to the 786 on the platinum pocket, and then down we came. We have now broken and retested that 0.66 at 23.97. We'll just call it $2,400 psychological number for that rejection, and it has pushed us down, and we have now broken that that trend line that we were running off of there for support. It is no longer support, it's now resistance. I would be looking for us to come down on Ethereum to about $2,300. Next psychological number would also be the 0.618, and if we're going to be down that low, we might be testing this blue trend line here, guys. This blue trend line goes all the way back, and I'm gonna have to put this on daily to show you, but this blue trend line goes all the way back to the November of 2022. So this is not 2023, 2022, we're in 2024. Long-term running trend line there of support and resistance. I would say that this might be a test point for us to come back and test that for upside movement there. And if we break that, guys, then we're probably looking at about $2,030. That would be the 50% on the Fibonacci there. That's what I'm seeing there on Ethereum. Let's go ahead and take a look at the daily oscillators on this. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. Looks like we are coming in line too with that, what I was just talking about that golden pocket bounce and that trend line bounce. That would be right in line with what we're seeing here too for a zero line bounce here on the oscillators. So things looking about mid-range here on the RSI prime, about mid-range on the oscillator ribbon. Getting that zero line bounce and that point right there would still keep us in a bullish structure, and we would not be looking at anything bearish beyond that blue trend line and that 0.618. Again, that's about 2,300 to about 2,250 that we're looking at right now on Ethereum. What time is it? We got about 7 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and do Link after this, after whatever you have up next, but I'm going to take a look at Link first, and then I want to wrap us out with the bottom line, guys. Here's where we are with Bitcoin, and show you guys some things before we head off of here. So let's kick it over to you, OC. Grab another asset. I'm going to knock out Link, and then we're going to finish it out with some Bitcoin.
Absolutely. So I do have an open trade on Algo. So that's what I want to bring up here, just in case you guys also jump in me. So you will see right here that I have my little house there, my head and shoulders lines in here, basically predicting what is going to be the next possible reactions. At this point, we are hitting an alarm base right here. If you can see right here, you'll see that also what's happening today, very early in the morning, 2 a.m. for me. So I did not took this movement here. So I'm going to be taking some profits right here as we finish up this the Piper Academy, and I still very bearish. My consolidation score it's 7, so basically breaking that consolidation that we had going on. And I do see a possible continuation. How far back down we could be seeing? Let me bring a couple of support and resistances, and it seems like this is the area where we could be having. It's not about the breakout; it's possible about the retest. And if we are still below the oscillator, a further movement to 0.14. So right here seems to be a very well zone, or very nice and neat zone for me to take profits, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing as we wrap up the class.
Awesome. So looking here at Chainlink right now, we do have a rejection on Chainlink out of the platinum pocket here. Some points that I want to point out here. We do have an auto printed trend line here. That's this yellow trend line coming down. That is auto printed from Chart Prime's indicators. It's part of the Market Dynamics Pro Suite. We do have a target on that right now at about $14.20 ish. But I am more of the mindset that this is actually going to be in confluence with the 0.66 at about $13.75 on Chainlink there on this downside. If we take a look at what we've done with this overall, this golden pocket has been a fantastic buy point between each of these bounces, and Chainlink just kind of back in its ranging period here. If you guys go over here to where the trend line is, come down here to regression trend, and we go back here where this gold pocket has been in play, there's pretty much your way that you can trade this is just every time it touches the bottom, long, every time it touches the top, short it. That's what I would do and how I would handle that. But if we look at what's going on here on the market oracle, let me get rid of that regression trend. Let's get rid of the brush marks there. You will see here, let me zoom it in. We just lost the the dynamic reactor, guys. We just broke beneath it, and that makes us bearish because if we're above it, we're bullish. If we're below it, we're bearish. Again, giving me that mindset that we're likely going to be heading down to either the trend line, or if we're going to do that, most likely coming down to retest the golden pocket now that we've lost that platinum pocket again. So that's what I'm seeing there. With looking at the oscillators, we can still see also that we're below the zero line. It is giving this indication of a little bit more downside coming here on Chainlink. So that's what I got for that, guys. I want to wrap you guys out here with a little bit of little hopium for Bitcoin, okay? If we take a look at Bitcoin here, guys, and we look at what's going on here, if we lose this golden pocket and we come down, we could come down as far as 26,000, we'll call it, $26,000 range, and still be in a bullish structure. Because if you take a look, there's a low, there's a higher low, higher low. This one kind of double bottomed with the higher low. Even if we came all the way back down and bounce in this range here, we would still be creating a higher low. Guys, we had a massive rally up, which left a lot of gaps below us, okay? Fair value gaps galore down there. We can come back and close all those out and come down as far as $26,000 range and still be in a bullish structure of higher lows, higher high trends. I want everyone to keep that in mind when they're taking a look at this stuff, because if you guys are looking at this on the 15-minute or the 30-minute, you're seeing, oh, no, let's not do it on this chart. Let's go back over here and do it on this chart. If we take a look at this on like the 15-minute chart or a 30-minute chart, it looks like we have just been devastated to the downside over and over and over again, creating bearish, right? Lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. But all of those smaller bear trends and then bull trends that take place on lower time frames, they're all part of that normal move and cycle on the higher time frame. So that's why sometimes you just got to zoom out, guys. I wanted to show you that before we left here on the show today so that you guys would understand that at the end of the day, there's some big institutional money out there now, aka smart money, that want us, aka dumb money's money. They want our Bitcoin, they want our crypto. And as long as we are still in that bullish structure, I plan to hold. That is my plan. That is my intent, not financial advice. Do your own research as always. But at the end of the day, guys, we could come all the way down to $26,000 and still be bullish. So I want to give a shout out to everybody that joined us today. If you guys got anything out of this content, please hit that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. OC, you got anything for the people on the way out, bro?
Just thank you guys very much for joining today. As always, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your requests, for your messages. I'm always reading also all the way down there. So thank you guys and have a great rest of the day.
Awesome, 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 guys. Folks, appreciate you joining us here today. Again, if you're new here, if you didn't do that thing, if you haven't seen anything on this show before, and this is your first time here and you got anything out of it, please do that right there. Hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe, hit that like, help out the algorithm. Share this with a friend because sharing is caring. And guys, we will catch you back here tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the markets, economics, and the charts, everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit right there. Thanks for joining us on Piper Academy, guys. We'll check you out tomorrow. Until then, trade safe. And as always, use a stop loss.
That was awesome, dude!